Oh my god, it's like such a nice day. So I don't know how to start this, but like I want to start YouTube. And like the reason why is like I'm a medical student, and I was thinking, oh, I can do this like to track like my next 5 years. It's really sunny, that's why my eyes are like, whoa, I've just woke up. But not literally just, but yeah, I'm not really good at stuff like this. I'm gonna give it a go. Like I was thinking, oh, like if I do like day in the life, or like give like a weekly insight into what's going on, and just like generally vlog. I'm a bit nervous, can't lie. But like I also want to share like my own experiences, and with medicine being so hot, I always choke on those pieces of hair. I need to like what I was gonna say is like I want to give an insight of what it's like, and like generally like share my own experiences getting into med school, because with it being exam season, I know even GCSEs at A-levels, it's pretty tough one, like when you know what you want to do and then you're panicking. Like I can't, I wish I could show you how much I've cried. It's not good, but like if you keep going you will get to where you want to be, because my journey into med was not smooth sailing, is that the word? Basically for me it was, my GCSEs didn't go to plan. Even though my mocks were so great and I was doing well for like the past 2 years, and then my GCSEs I just, yeah. And then it obviously meant I didn't do my A-levels, which people are like, oh, how have you got into med school without A-levels? Like yeah, I did a level 3 BTEC, and I'm really grateful for that. But this is like the thing that high school doesn't show you. I'm actually very grateful to my sixth form college that I went to, because I think if it wasn't going to them, there's no way I'd be here. Like they honestly helped me so much. So when I first arrived after, I think it was results day, yeah, oh my little cactus. Sometimes I don't know if to water it or not. I don't think I've done that great. So when I first went to sixth form, so like, you know when you get like your GCSEs and then you go to like your college where you want to go, and you're giving your results, do like your courses and all that sort of thing. Well, I went there and like I knew I wasn't going to get my A-levels, and I was like so distraught, and I was like, you know what, just go and like beg. I literally begged. I was like, just please let me on. I was like, please. Honestly, I was like, no, I really need to do my A-levels because I want this. And they're like, no, like they were just like, you just missed. And I literally missed one grade B. I was like, thanks a lot. So obviously I was like, right, okay, I literally had no choice but do a BTEC anyway. And then like on that day as well, I found, well, the person who I spoke to, she was like, there is other ways into medicine. I was like, but no, there isn't. I was like, all I've ever known or like been told is you do your GCSEs, you do your A-levels, and then, yeah, so like obviously you then apply after like your A-levels, like obviously, you know, the application process. And then she was like, no, like you can. She, bless her, she did sit with me for I think like an hour or two, and we were just like going through it and like what they expect, and we were like, I was like, all right, okay. I said if this is my only shot of going in, I was like, I want to make sure like my GCSEs, you know, are decent enough for medical school, and I'm gonna get a good shot doing a level 3. And this obviously meant a foundation year. I've never ever heard of a foundation year for medical schools. So I was like, wait, like what is this? But like I'm so happy that I met that person that day, because I literally wouldn't have gone into med school otherwise, and like I really worked so hard. So if you don't know what a foundation year is, it's a year extra, obviously before med school, and it just basically helps those where the grades aren't so great, and even like from like diverse backgrounds or like less privileged backgrounds, everything like that, like goes off like the area you live, the high school you went to, the college you went to, everything like that. So I am extremely grateful for the fact that I was introduced to this foundation year, and I luckily met the requirements. So I'm going to tell you about, so my GCSEs, I can't remember off the top of my head, but so English language, I got a 5, which is like a C. Maths, I got a 5. I did combined science and not triple, and I got 2, I think, did I get 2 6 or 2 7s? That was my highest, and I can't remember what I got. What did I get? Yeah, so anyways, my science was absolutely fine, so obviously I did my science. History, I got a 5. Geography, I got a 5. But bear in mind, like, these core subjects, I was getting like 7s and 8s and 9s, like, in my mocks and like even just normal test papers. So when it came to GCSE results day, I was like absolutely gobsmacked the fact I worked so hard just to, my real things weren't so great. And then I also did two BTECs in school. So I did level 2 hospitality and catering, and I got a distinction for that, or distinction star. No, I got distinction for that, and I did a level 2 sport, and I got a distinction star for that. So they were my grades. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, I failed English Lit. I got a 3 for that. I was never ever in my life going to pass English Lit. Like, not for me. So obviously, with them being my grades, I was like, yeah, I know I just wasn't gonna get onto A levels or at least med school, because I was looking at like universities. But that's obviously what I wanted to do. So about year 10, year 11, I was always looking at like what the universities want if I get into med, and the GCSEs were always between like, I think like 5s and 9s, or like 6s and 9s. So like obviously you're going to be like your A's and B's. I think very few accepted a C. I think you had to have at least like 5 or 4 A's, something like that. I don't know. So obviously I didn't do A levels, so I did a level 3 extended national diploma in BTEC applied science, and I came out with 3 distinction stars, so 3 A levels, 3 A stars. So that's what I did at college as my level 3. And I also did a level 3 core maths, which is equivalent to like half an A level. The seagulls, can you hear? You can hear them. But obviously I go to Plymouth Uni. If you get told to like, oh, do this on top of like your original thing as well, I wouldn't do the level 3 maths again, because it honestly made no difference. And I'm like, obviously I'm grateful it's because like my grades were obviously so good on my level 3, but like other than that I wouldn't do the level 3 maths again, because they could say I'll do it to like make up like your UCAS points, but it doesn't make a difference whatsoever. So that's what I did to get into med. And obviously the UCAT, I sat that twice because I decided to take a year out as well. So yeah, basically why I want to do this like YouTubey thing is I know how many like people struggle getting into med, and like I can't lie, it made my mental health quite bad, because obviously it's something that you want so bad and you just don't know how to get it. And sometimes you feel like, oh, you're just not good enough. Like, it's so stupid to think you're not good enough for like an educational thing. Anyways, so like I want to do this to like obviously vlog anyway, because I just chat that much rubbish, and I'm just like, oh yeah. But also like to help anyone who's struggling, and hopefully like, you know, give advice and help people get in. So yeah. So to sum up the video, it's basically, it doesn't matter about your GCSEs or if you're doing an A level or like a level 3. I think they've changed it now though. I think it's not a level 3 BTEC. I think they're like, I think it's something called like a T-Tech or something. But like, don't let that like stop you getting in. If it's what you truly want, I honestly believe anyone can do it, because I honestly never thought I would. And so many people actually told me I wouldn't. Like the amount of people like, you need to think of other options, like you need to like seriously change your mind, otherwise you're not going to uni, you're not going to have a job. I was like, okay. I was like, wow, okay then. But I honestly believe if you want it, you can do it, and I'm more than happy to try and help anyone I can. So I know I told you guys about my GCSEs and I took a level 3. I just thought I could tell you about the universities I applied to as well, in case like that's any help, because obviously, so I've done a foundation year. This is my foundation year, and I go into first year next, like in September. So Plymouth, Bristol, Hull York Medical School, Leicester, and then your 5th option always has to be like not medical. So I applied to Bradford like the previous year with their medical foundation. So the video cut out when I was finishing my sentence, so it was the Bradford Medical Foundation year. Then you transferred to Sheffield after, but with that you obviously have to complete the medical science foundation year, and then apply to Sheffield after, or like during your first year foundation year. And I didn't want to go to Sheffield anyway, so when it came to that, I decided I was like, no, I'm going to take a year out. So I did take a year out, and then but I obviously started my application again like September, October time, and then I applied for Plymouth again because I got an interview last year, and I was so unlucky. I literally missed out by 2 interview points, so I was like this close to getting in the previous year. So obviously University of Plymouth, Bristol again, Hull York. As I was saying, so Hull York, and then I reapplied obviously to Uni of Leicester as well, and then my 5th choice was a medical foundation year at Lancashire, UCLan it was, and that was the opportunity to either progress onto like, you know, usually like biomed, or like I could have done a physician associate one with that, and I could have actually transferred onto medicine first year as well with that. I had my interviews, I had an offer from UCLan, and then I had my Plymouth interview, and I got a place in Plymouth. Funny story actually. So when I got my offer, I had a right bad day. Basically, I was learning to drive at the time. I had the worst instructor ever. Like, she was vile. I will say that. She was absolutely horrible to me. She made me cry twice. On that driving lesson, she told me, she went, you're never going to pass. She said, if you want a chance at passing, she was like, oh, you're going to have to go automatic and you'll be lucky if you pass with that. 3 months later, I passed manual. Thank you. Anyways, back to the story. Yeah, so you can imagine, I'm having a bad day. I'm at work anyway. The weather's miserable. I'm miserable. And I'm like, oh, I'm having such a bad day. Wow. I get the email come through and I'm thinking, God, no, I'm praying, I'm thinking, at this point I thought I didn't get in. I was like, you know what, it is what it is. I'm not going to drive, I'm stuck at work, and I was like, I just want to go home. I clicked on email and I started crying. I was like, thank God for this. I was like, this is just what I needed. So yeah, and I honestly started September 2022. So that's why I'm in my foundation year now. And yeah, that's pretty much it with me. So like a little takeaway message from like this video, for one, any questions anyone has, or questions that you know other people might have, honestly please drop me a message, like, or even if you want like a certain video based off like any advice, I'm more than happy to create one. I'd probably say like my top like 5 tips is, if you're doing your GCSEs right now, or you've had your GCSEs, don't let them define what you want to do. Like, there's honestly ways around it. Your A-levels, again, if you get bad A-levels, either reset them or do a different course, or you don't have to do A-levels actually. Like, medicine is not just A-level, but like the only route through A-levels. Research your unis. Research, like, I know what it's like when you have your dream uni you want to go to, but if you want medicine, sometimes you just have to like side away from that and apply for places you're going to have a better shot at. That's what I had to do, and I was very limited because of my grades, my course. So on that point, when it came for me applying both times, I was literally, they're literally the only unis I could apply to, because of my GCSEs and doing a BTEC as well. So they were my best shot. And obviously I sat the UCAT. If you're sitting the UCAT this year or next year or whenever you're sitting it, honestly, Medify will save your life. The best £50 I've ever spent. So yeah. Also featuring my mug, my bestie. I'm actually quite looking forward to making this channel and seeing where it goes. It's something so new for me anyway. So like, you know, who knows what's going to happen with it, but just a bit of fun, just, you know, chat random stuff as I always do. All my mates are always like, oh, you should do a YouTube, and I'm like, do I not? So I've took my chance, and I've actually had like the bravery to do it, so